one of the most important things, especially when, when you're spending a lot of money on promotions and marketing. You really want to be able to deliver that message and really nail it.
But, okay, so I thought you were a cheese guy, and you're the cheese guy and this guy, right?
As the cheese guy, that's what I do.
You put these shows on. You're the guy that puts the cheese guy shows on, yes?
Well, I'm so happy to work with my client, the Dairy Farmers of Canada.
I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, and so they bring me on board, as well as a lot of other great chefs and cheese experts, to help engage the Canadian audience and remind them about the importance of good, healthy ingredients. And that's why we get to promote 100% Canadian milk across the country. It's a phenomenal roadshow. I'm so thrilled to be a part of it.
You have a phenomenal show up there. I was there taking the pictures and videos. Lots of people, lots of interest, lots of engagement. You guys really go the extra mile and emotionally connect with those people. Doesn't food do that as a rule,
I think if it's not connecting with you, you got a problem.
Yes. But I've seen so many shows that do not connect with people. But this was good. You're educational, you're informational, and you're also entertaining.
And that's what also gives people a chance to understand the product, because you're right. We give them good information and we make it available in an enjoyable format, because you remember things that you really like and you remember things that you really don't like. So that's why it's so important for us to put on a good show that is meaningful, because if you don't believe it, if I don't believe it, no one else is going to believe it.
Exactly. So you're the one that runs around with these crazy Frenchmen all the time?
I do get to work with a lot of the ladies and gentlemen from Quebec. I myself, I'm coming to Abbotsford from Toronto, so I get to do a lot of great events, and it's all about engaging people, keeping a good flow on any type of a presentation that I'm working on. So
how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for about 13 years now. I've been working with the Dairy Farmers of Canada for about 7. So some of the type of things that I get to work on are, some of the events that I get to work on are weddings, fundraisers, because in another side of my life, I'm a wedding DJ.
No kidding.
So it's all about going out there and knowing how to put on a good show. Some of the marketing clients that I get to work with, they get to bring me to some really cool events, and it's just, again, it's all about having a good flow and a nice, easy message that people can understand.
Where did you learn how to do this?
Well, actually, it's interesting that you asked me that question, because my schooling is in advertising. I have a postgrad in advertising as well. I have never once advertised my company. I believe wholeheartedly in repeat business. You do good work for people, you provide good service, and they'll come back. And you know what? It works.
Yeah, undoubtedly it works. Has advertising changed in the past, say, 5 years with social media stuff?
It definitely has, but some people, they think about social media as this the big change in advertising, but people are people. We still eat, sleep. But think about, 2,000 years ago, or even 5,000 years ago, how did people learn about things? It was a lot of word of mouth.
Story.
And what is social media? It's word of binary code, but it's still passing along a message from one person to another. And that's never going to change.
Yeah, but social media insulates us, though. It doesn't give us the handshake, the look in the eyes, We're missing.
That's what a lot of people do say that, and maybe things will change in the future, but it's a combination, and that's all I would say. You do get some face-to-face time, but sometimes it's just over a computer, and I prefer live events. I prefer fun, exciting moments. I think that digital online content is great, and it lets you consume whatever content you're viewing at your pace. Sometimes we want to, binge watch a TV show or binge watch news programming, and sometimes we just want to have, just a little bit here and there whenever we have time for, let's say a cooking show that we're really interested in watching, or maybe we needed an idea for what we're going to cook at dinner tonight. And I guess that's one of the advantages of social media or digital content, is that you can really have it when you want it, and then you can also tailor it to only have exactly what you want. Whereas, with your traditional face-to-face meetings, it's whatever you and that person that you're talking to want to talk about.
Yeah. When you guys were in the chief guys, David and the other fellows were in there in the booth yesterday, they're from Montreal, and they have a heritage from Montreal of old world stuff. of family, connectedness. He said when he was growing up, the whole family would get together for a big family dinner, and they would laugh and enjoy. And that's kind of gone away now a little bit, hasn't it?
You don't see it as much.
No.
That's definitely true. But everyone has their own opinion on that. I think that good friends, good family are what make your life.
Yes.
Yeah. So, maybe it's getting lost in the shuffle with all of this digital content, with all of this social media, but, I'm a big believer of, people want to enjoy their life, and when you have good people around you, it tends to happen.
Yes. What is your favorite part of your day? When you get up in the morning, what drives you out of the bed?
The cheer. The cheer of the crowd. Maybe I made a cheesy joke. No. Maybe it was a good joke and it was really on point. Maybe it was just a couple of kids who had a really great time. Maybe it was the look in an older lady's face when she learned something that she may have not known before, and it really kind of hit her. When I see that spark in their eye, when I hear that cheer in their voice, that's why I do it.
So do we call you a front man? The old days would say you're the front man. And
you could call me the front man.
Crowd warmed up, but your job is very, very important. Your job sets the stage for the rest of the show. If you don't come out and bring your A game, David's show isn't as energetic or isn't accepted, right?
You really said that well, because if you don't have a good flow in your presentation, if it's very stop and go, it gets kind of boring.
Oh, yeah.
You stop listening, you stop remembering. When you have a seamless presentation, one thing that I like to tell all of my clients, everyone that I'm working with, is you want to create a Vegas-style presentation, a seamless show which segues into different components, whether it's, for example, a cheese tasting class moving into a cooking show.
Nice. I've seen some booths in the trade show not do well as other booths because when they're selling their products. You're the front man. You're the expert in this. You're the one that brings the fire and the pizzazz and the sizzle and the fizzle to their show. What, in 30 seconds, tell me, what could other vendors do that you do that could up their game?
The one and only thing that I would say as a piece of advice to any marketer or trade shows person is know your audience, know your market. When you understand what your customer wants, not what they're asking for, what they really want, when you get to that deep down feeling of what is it that is going to make them happy. When you understand your customer, you'll know how to work with them. You'll know how to direct them. You'll know how to get them excited about what you're doing. It's when you don't know who you're talking to and you're, trying to make stuff up that things get sloppy, people get disappointed, and they don't get what they're looking for, and that's going to hurt you as a company. So if you know your customer, that's what's going to make all of the difference.
How do you research that? Where do you go? What questions do you ask?
Oh, that's the $1 million question right there.
So it's always a struggle?
That's life. You got to be able to find this information, and sure, online helps, but you want to talk to people. You want to look at what other researchers have already discovered, because you don't want to reinvent the wheel. You're going to waste all your time and energy trying to find out something that someone already figured out. And again, like I said at the very start, talk to your customers. Get opinions from people, and you don't need to talk to CEOs and high-level marketing agents. You want to talk to everybody, young, old, middle-aged, because everyone has a different opinion. And when you see all these different perspectives and you make a quality product, then you can tell your customers, this is why it'll be good for you. And since you're already doing this, it might actually help.
So research, are you going to the internet for research or boots on the ground, or a combination thereof?
I love talking to people. I think that the proof is in the pudding.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah, boots on the ground, but researchers do like to publish their information, and you can't avoid it. And some people, especially marketers and some higher level business gentlemen and ladies, they look at the numbers. It's all about the numbers. Sometimes you have to look beyond the numbers to what do they feel.
Yeah.
Feelings you can't calculate feelings. It's just a matter of understanding them. That's all I could say.
Brilliant. Okay, serve before the sale. Now we've got to wrap this up. I have had a delightful interview, and I really wanted to pick your brain because you bring so much energy. I've seen you work there. You're a magician. Do you ever go down to the stage?
Oh, I would love to get some bookings down in the States, but no, I haven't. So I've got to work on a couple of festivals this year, something called the 2015 FinFest, and that was in Toronto, and it was a blast. It was celebrating Finnish culture here in Canada, and we just had so much fun. We had a couple of stages, tons of presentations. We had a trade show area where vendors could get booths and sell their products, and they do it down in the States. I'm trying to get on board. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you what, you talk to me next year.
Yes. Have you got a business card?
I gave them all out.
Okay, but I got your email address. We'll talk later, and we'll do something to get you all fantastic. What a great interview.
Hey man, just having fun, man. That's how I roll.
Lots of energy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Good job,
Thanks,
bro.
buddy.
I'll see you in a bit, Rick.
Thanks, Kim. Bye-bye. Take care.